to the Weather Cave, Weather Underground to be exact. We got Dr. Navarro here with us to talk about how things have gone thus far with the tornadoes this year, and also why things will be changing over the next few days.
Yeah, it's been a very active start to severe season this year. We've had an impressive number of tornadoes compared to average. As you can see on this map here, gray line showing you where we usually are. So May, for example, we have about 276 tornadoes. This year we've had 290, but notice every month so far, we've surpassed the climatology for that time of year. So we've had a lot of tornadoes. But June, not so much.
Very quiet. And it all has to do with basically the setup of the jet stream that we've had. And it's responsible for the cool, rainy east and the lack of severe.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a ridge over the western part of the United States. And underneath that ridge, it's very hot and dry and the air is subsiding. So we've lost all of these factors that are often in play when we have severe weather as that jet stream has moved off to the east. But change is in store looking ahead to next week and next weekend. So it looks like that's going to impact the severe weather for our country as well.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about the jet stream and the setups that we typically look at during the first week of June.
Yeah, let's do it. So this is the average position of the jet stream for June 1st. This is going back to 1948, so a lot of years of data here. There are two different tracks that the jet stream likes to take. I'm going to fill in here the northern track. You can see this brings the jet stream basically up to the border of the United States and Canada. We might get a little bit of a dip here and there, bring in some rain and some wind is with it as well, but this is mostly sheltered off to the north. But the bigger feature here is out on the west coast. And Alex, look at this trough. You can see that we still get a lot of unsettled weather heading into the west coast. And this often contributes to a very unpleasant June for many people on the west coast.
You mentioned you guys call it January when you lived out in the Seattle area because it was cloudy, it was cool, it was gloomy.
Yes, trust me, it was not fun to live through that. You're just waiting for summer to arrive. But this, with this trough in place, this can often slide onto the east, into the central part of the U.S., and that can help bring severe weather back into play for many of our forecasts. And this actually looking like it may come back into our forecast for next week, which may impact the severe.
All right, so we got to talk severe weather. We got to bring in Dr. Greg Forbes. He's standing by with Mike.
All right, so we talk about what's going on with the migration.
Right after Weather Underground, tiny little needle teeth, also the greatest mustache.
Yeah.
That guy had a great
What's
mustache.
not to love?
I know.
That's an automatic tune-in.
I'm in. So, this week, as part of Creature Week, we've talked about alligators, we've talked about crocodiles, but ways that the weather and the climate can impact creatures. We've also got to talk about coyotes because they're making a lot of news.
That's right. So, joining us now is Mary Jack Garden, the director of the Animal Care Wildlife Center. Thanks for being here with us. Boy, it just seems like this happens so frequently now. This wildlife urban interface, and we're becoming, maybe we're impinging on wildlife's habitat. What's going on with coyotes in urban areas these days?
Well, coyotes are very adaptable, and although they're kind of naturally afraid of humans, they're able to thrive in suburban and urban environments. So it's not unusual to find them everywhere.
And there's always the warning to watch your pets or young children. Is it the trash that they're after? I know you mentioned food. Is it like a bear? Are they first coming because they smell your garbage, or are they looking more for creatures to eat?
They're coming after the food. They're naturally afraid of humans, not keeping trash cans covered. Their primary food source is going to be rodents. So you do want them in the area, but you want to keep the property clean to kind of keep them from coming quite so close.
What do we do if we find ourselves in close proximity to a coyote? Because probably for a lot of us we're thinking, initially we think that's a dog, but then we're like, wait, hold on a second, that's not a dog, that's a coyote. We might panic a little bit.
Right. Well, coyotes, it can be scary when you see them, but they're, like I said, they're not really interested in coming after people. They're there for the food, and the main thing is the food sources in the area, but also scare them when you see them. They'll start to push back, but they'll still defend the territory from neighboring coyotes, and you won't get into overpopulation problems that way either. So it does tend to work a lot better than trying to trap or remove them, which does run into overpopulation problems.
Okay, so just scare them away. What about, we're hearing about different hybrid coyotes because they really don't have any predators. Are they adapting based on, the new areas they're living in, the new climate?
They definitely can. They can move. They've moved further this way, and then again without the wolf as their.
And that'll scare them away, huh?
Yeah, and remove the food. If you remove, otherwise they'll keep coming back.
Get rid of the food and shake up some pennies in a can. you're good to go.
That's also how I get Mike to leave me alone.
Yeah, it's very easy. Sometimes I think that's a dinner bell, though, too.
That is true. Marzan, thank you so much for coming in, talking. I think a lot of people, they see the news headlines and they go, oh, no. But, like we're learning about a lot of these creatures, we need them as part of the ecosystem, and there are ways, in most cases, they're not after you.
Yeah,
right.
For sure. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, stick around here on Weather Underground. Still to come, new photos